of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
The Padres have felt the sting of the Rays in Tampa Bay. The home run happy home team with 5 last night in a 15-1 win. Chris Archer, the American League strikeout leader, will be on the mound today for Tampa Bay. And Jan Solarte and the Padres shoot for a win to end the road trip on a positive note. Tampa Bay's Brad Miller from the Mariners, a newfound power, 2 home runs last night, 24 for the season, hit only 11 all last year. Ryan Schimpf's home run bat is back in the lineup for San Diego, the July Player of the Month in the National League. Schimpf is in left field today. As we welcome you to Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. We're pleased you're sharing some of your morning on this Wednesday with us. The Tampa Bay Rays are playing their best ball, maybe of the season. 35 runs in 3 games, their best stretch of all 2016.
Yeah, stringing a lot of hits together, hitting the ball out of the ballpark. That's been the MO for these Rays. They're high in the home run chart, but as far as average, worse than the American League. So it's either big hit, small hit. Let's see what happens today.
Well, they call August the dog days of baseball, and the Padre rookies are learning it the hard way. There are a lot of highs, but watch out for the lows.
Going to have to find out that there are going to be some bright spots and there are going to be peaks and valleys along the way. Hey, one of the bright spots, the speed of Travis Jankowski. He's learning at the plate. He's going to learn that these are big league pitchers. They'll find their holes and they'll get exposed. Luis Perdomo, sure, we've seen the exploding slide of the fastball, but he's got to learn how to hit his spots. Jabari Blash, sure, he's got power in the zone. Yeah, he can crush it, but he's going to have to adjust pitches in, down, and away, the soft stuff. And Ryan Schimpf had quite a July. Guy finally getting a chance at big league level, but they've been pounding him in. The bottom line, Mr. Enberg, is that these guys get exposed. Word travels quickly. This is the big leagues. There's not a higher league. They've got to make the adjustments.
And the test will be, how will they recover? If they do, we'll see them again in 2017. Well, they're going to go against an interesting right-hander today. Chris Archer leads the American League in strikeouts, but leads the majors in losses.
High ceiling for Chris Archer. Why? The strikeout, the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Sometimes he'll cut, and then you see the rest of the pitchers in the American League. The strikeout is there, and that could be a thing for the Padre hitters that works to their advantage, I think, because he's hard fastball, hard slider, hard changeup. So, will he leave the ball in the zone? Will the Padres capitalize? And will they lay off the high pitches? We can get into that during the game, too, because a lot of swings and misses on the high fastball this series.
And opposing Archer, the Padres will send out left-hander Christian Friedrich. He has pitched more innings already this year than any other season in his career. The last 6 decisions, however, the Padres are 0-6. We'll get the word on Friedrich. Is this the finale? We'll hear from the manager himself when we return. every day. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. By Jack in the Box, try his new Smoky Jack. Taste it before it's gone. And by Pinnacle on the Park, make your new home here. Visit pinnacleonthepark.com for details.
Welcome back to Tampa Bay, everyone. Well, having already thrown 87 innings, which is a career high for Christian Friedrich, Andy Green is keeping a close eye on the southpaw. Having only thrown 84 innings his first year in the big leagues back in 2012, so he is at a career high. Andy Green knows that his health is paramount, and so much will depend on today's start, whether he is shut down for the remainder of the 16-game stretch or for the rest of the season. Take a listen.
I think we're going to continue to watch him, talk to him after the start, see how he feels. I think last year, I think he's over that threshold by about 40 innings right now. So like we're aware of that, and we want to make sure that we put him in a position to succeed going forward. Watch him today, talk to him afterwards. The six-man thing does give him more of a break, so like his next start would be on like extra rest. So I don't know that we're going to say 100% he's not starting anymore after this. We told him we'd continue to communicate with him through the process and make sure we put his health at the top of the list.
Coming up, it is the finale of the three-game set. Let's finish strong, Padres. Padres taking on the Rays when we come back.
'28-year-old Chris Archer on the hill for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's won 6, lost 16. Leads the American League in strikeouts. Complex numbers for this talented pitcher, and he has delivered the first pitch of the game in there for a swinging strike on Travis Jankowski. Jankowski, Myers, and Solarte for the Padres here in the top of the first inning. San Diego trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. The Rays are trying to win their 4th in a row. Strike 2, says plate umpire Fielden Culbreth. Jankowski hitting .250 on the season. Archer, one of the best sliders in baseball. Up high, 1-2. There's Culbreth with Gonzalez at first, Buckner at second, and Reynolds calling the plays at third. weak wave and a miss, and the Padres, who struck out 15 times last night, have Jankowski going down swinging to start today. Here's our Saquon Pick the Stick lineup. We hope you'll hashtag I'm with the last name of the broadcaster you think is going to win today, and win yourself a free foursome of golf courtesy of Saquon Golf Resort. And there are the picks today. Mark Grant had the first pick and goes with Brett Wallace. The leader is Mark Sweeney by 3 over Mike Pomerantz, and he likes Will Myers. And Myers steps in with a .274 batting average. The former Tampa Bay Ray is 1 for 8 in the series. 4 strikeouts, a single for Myers, who came in here wanting to impress those who once owned his contract. 90 on the fastball, 2-0. It was a rare statistical tie last night. 15 runs for the Rays and 15 strikeouts for their pitchers. Only 5 times in Major League history, and we're going back over 100 years, has that happened. And it's the first time it's ever occurred when the home team delivered the 15 and 15. Boy, that was close to being a strike, and it's 3-1 to Myers.
Well, Chris Archer loves the strikeout, and when you get 2 strikes here at the Thunderdome, formerly known as the Thunderdome, Tropicana Field, the cowbells come out. They want the strikeout, these fans. So does Chris Archer.
And he gets another strikeout. He gets both Jankowski and Myers to open the game. Well, apparently had a little piece of that one. 3-2. And he fouls it back. Jan Solarte will follow Myers. Padres, while the Rays are having their best run production of the season, 35 runs in 3 games, the Padres in the last 4 have scored only 6 runs total. Out of play. So hopefully the bats will awaken today, make the trip shorter, coming home from this 3-stop 9-game road trip. It's been a tough one.
Need a short memory in this game. You know, even when you're going well, forget about the, you have an 8, 10, 12 game winning streak. You got to forget about that, because you got a game the next day. Same thing when you're scuffling a little bit.
And strikeout number 2. And there's no off day. Padres get home and open the homestand against Arizona tomorrow night. The Padres lineup is brought to you by Toyota. You've seen Jankowski and Myers. Here's Solarte. Alex Dickerson is the DH. Will hit cleanup. Then Ryan Schimpf in left field. That's not a typo. Christian Bethancourt behind the plate. Brett Wallace at first base will hit 7th in front of Alexei Ramirez as a home run in this series. And Nick Noonan, 1 for 10 as a Padre, bats 9th. Solarte, club's leading hitter, 290. Goes after the high fastball. That has worked for the Rays pitchers. Fastball's high, and it's been disturbing to manager Green.
Yeah, and a lot of umpires don't call that high strike.
That one down in the zone is taken for a strike. 0-2.
Well, let's see if Bobby Wilson behind the plate gives the old high target for the fastball, or maybe try to bury a slider. Oh, he wants the fastball up here.
And Solarte does not hunt for it. It's 1-2.
You know, I think of Chris Archer. Fine talent. Love to watch this kid pitch. And we never know what goes on in this game of baseball as Alex Dickerson waits on deck. But how the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago Cubs feel right about now.
2-2.
With Archer having some success here with the Tampa Bay Rays. He was property of the Indians and the Cubs before becoming a Ray.
Picked by the Indians in the 5th round 10 years ago and traded to the Cubs. Cubs then dealt him here to Tampa Bay. Up high again and a full count. The basic deal, Mark, was the Cubs got right-hander Matt Garza, and there were several players involved in the trade, but turns out that Archer's the key for Tampa Bay.
Second full count for Archer. See if the Padres can get that pitch count up, get up to some base runners.
And a walk for Solarte with 2 away. And we'll check the Defense for Tampa Bay brought to you by National University. In the outfield, Matuk is in left field getting his first start of the series. Kiermaier, the Gold Glove in center. Souza in right. Longoria, who just missed the cycle last night, is at third base. That's young Beckham at shortstop. Franklin for Logan Forsythe at second. Miller with a couple of home runs last night at first base, and Bobby Wilson behind the plate. Dickerson, .271 average with 7 home runs. Designated hitter this afternoon. Solarte at first with a 2-out walk. Ooh, good swing.
Now the righty Chris Archer trying to win the 3rd game of the series. He's got the fastball, slider, changeup. Everything's hard, and he's K-happy. He's one of those kids that loves the strikeout. Remember, Randy Johnson loves to strike out the side. Randy Johnson would have a 5-pitch inning and be coming off the mound shaking his head. He wanted to punch everybody out. I think that's what Archer's mentality is a lot of the times.
He jumps in front of Dickerson 1 and 2. And then you'll get veteran pitchers who just love the fact that they can get through an inning, much less a whole game, not strike out anyone. You go ahead and make yourself out.
That's what makes pitching fun. And there's the selection. Almost 50% on the fastball, hitting 290 off of it.
Ground ball by first and out into shallow right field, where second baseman Franklin makes the play. And we're underway. Here come the Rays. Nick Franklin will lead it off. The first inning, no score, and here's the Tampa Bay lineup brought to you by Hyundai. Leading it off, Nick Franklin at second base. Logan Forsythe has a back spasm, so Franklin back in there again. Kevin Kiermaier, followed by Evan Longoria. He's the power man and now is the longest playing Ray in their history. Brad Miller, a couple of home runs last night. Mikey Matuk gets the start and hits 5th in front of Logan Morrison, the DH. Steven Souza in right field bats 7th in front of Tim Beckham, and Bobby Wilson fills out the order, the catcher. Against Christian Friedrich.
Something just happened to Nick Franklin. Trainer's out there on deck. Kevin Cash.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Don't no! Please! Oh.
Franklin steps right into that weighted bat. He's dazed. Friedrich and Bethencourt, the Padres battery, just standing watching him. Concern as everyone here at Tropicana Field. What Franklin fortunately not knocked out by that blow. Did he have his helmet on?
He did. Thank goodness.
Oh boy, that made the ultimate difference. Checking for concussive effects.
He's rattled.
No way that he could anticipate that coming. And again, thank goodness for the helmet. Looks as if he's going to try to play. Of course, Franklin is in the lineup because Logan Forsythe has back spasms and couldn't start. Switch hitter hits .238 from the right side. Much better left-handed. .311.
Well, you got Duffy with the Achilles situation. You got Forsythe with the lower back situation. You got your backup catcher Maley on the bench. Dickerson from the left side, who's pretty much an outfielder. It's going to be interesting to see how Nick Franklin reacts after that.
And Friedrich's first pitch in there for a strike. Franklin hitting .295, having a good season. Just 95 at bats. In the dirt. Didn't go. 1-1. Yeah, the left-hander Friedrich from Evanston, Illinois, and Eastern Kentucky, looking for his 5th win of the year. He's 4-8. His 17th start for the Padres. Gets a call there from Culbreth, the umpire. 1-2. Trying to slow down these Rays. They're playing their best ball of the season, especially offensively. Now 15-15 since the All-Star break.
Scouting report for Christian Friedrich. He's got to command the fastball on the glove side. That's down and in to the right-handed hitters, and also avoid the 2-1 count.
Franklin, a good cat there. Count stays at 2-2. Friedrich, of course, picked up by the Padres in the spring during spring training after being waived by Colorado. Made some good impact early on, but he has lost his last 6 decisions. Two and two.
Boy, Kevin Kiermaier's got to feel terrible. I mean, an innocent move. He's just getting loose with that big leaded bat there, and all of a sudden, bang.
It's like being hit by a hammer. And ball 4. The leadoff man is on for the Rays here in the first inning. Padres defense brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Jankowski in center. Ryan Schimpf is going to patrol left field. He did play some left field in the minor leagues. Myers in right. On the infield there's Solarte at third. Around the horn Ramirez. Noonan at second. And Brett Wallace with the big glove at first base. Bethencourt behind the plate for Friedrich. Here's Kiermaier. Bunts foul. We saw him do that last night early in the game with no one out, a man on first.
I was kind of surprised there. I mean, Kiermaier's got some pop in that bat. Solarte was playing in a little bit. It wasn't like he was just giving him the, playing back on that third base side.
It was 3 for 4 with a walk and a home run in game 1. The 8-2 victory for Tampa Bay. Breaking ball outside. Last night Kiermaier went 0 for 4. Another bunt try. 1-2. Well, they Attracted 10,417 Monday night, 10,793 last night. And, we're hoping for a late rush of the turnstiles to break 10,000 today.
A lot of people are going to have to skip out on work.
Of course, they count all tickets sold, even if they're not used. 1-2. Ben's outside. You mentioned it last night. It's an element you can't measure it, but players just feel it. And when the crowds are small, it's like at the theater. The actors get out on stage and there's no one in the audience. It just has an emotional impact. Outside.
It's like a B game in spring training out on field 2 in Peoria. And those games are hard to get up for.
Yeah, think about it. The Cubs in spring training average what, about 12, 13,000 more
incredible.
Than the crowds here for a regular season game. So full count with a runner at first. Strike 3 called, and he knew it. 1 away. How about our keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers?
Well, the first one from St. Pete is quality start from Christian Friedrich. Can he go 6 innings, maybe into the 7th? That would be a plus. And also, hey, tighten the lug nuts. Last couple of games, the wheels have come off for the Padres. 8-2. Wheels came off late, and last night, 15-1. And there's the breaking ball right in the outside corner, freezing Kiermaier for the strikeout.
Evan Longoria, third baseman, all-star performer for the Rays. Hitting .292, leads the team in home runs, 27, RBIs, 72. And this is his 1,236th game as a Tampa Bay Ray. That's a record. Carl Crawford held the endurance mark for Tampa Bay prior to today. Had a single, triple, and a home run last night, and very nearly hit for the cycle. That's in for a strike. Here he is in the 4th inning. It looks like a double to left. No, nice stop by Solarte to throw him out. If that ball goes down into the corner, a sure double, and he would have had all 4 elements: single, double, triple, home run. Two balls and a strike. Longoria is 4 for 9 in the series.
Well, this is one of my keys for Christian Friedrich, the 2-1 count. Evan Longoria in the driver's seat here. Have to really locate or throw an off-speed pitch for a strike.
Pops him up. Shallow in center. Out goes Noonan. Tough play. And he makes the catch, throws back to first, not in time. Twisting and turning, trying to locate that ball up against that white dome ceiling.
Well, you got to be careful against a hitter like Evan Longoria with that 2-1 pitch. Fastball count, but doesn't mean you can't throw a fastball, and he got in his kitchen to pop it up. Out of the hand, 4-seamer, but look where it is. Gets it in the hands, it gets jammed down by the label a little bit for the easy fly ball.
Noonan.
Be the ball, Noonan. Nicely done.
Here's Brad Miller. And what a transformation in this former shortstop with the Seattle Mariners. Acquired this past year from Seattle. Last 3 years there, he had 8, 10, and 11 home runs. 2 home runs last night to give him 24 this year. Now, how does that happen?
They got to start jamming this guy, I think. If he gets extended, remember those home runs were straight away. Somewhat straight away, left center field or right center field, kind of the full side, but he likes to get those arms extended.
And he hits another one. That's a bullet to right, and another home run. He had back-to-back homers last night. That was just a low line drive that refused to stay in the ballpark. The Rays are a home run hitting team. That's 165 on the year, 5th most in the entire majors. And number 25 for Miller in a quick 2-0 lead.
Well, on contact, you draw a line right there. It looks like it's almost right down the middle of the plate and elevated above the belt buckle. And that spells trouble. And look at the arms getting extended, throwing that head. Some serious top hand, and that's why you see the line drive just making it over the yellow line for the home run.
So the leadoff walk, and Miller with the home run and a 2-0 lead. Breaking ball low to Mikey Matuk. 26-year-old former LSU star, getting his first start of the series. He's just 14 for 88 on the year. High fly ball to right. Myers out there for the 3rd out. But the Rays strike with a home run ball again after the walk to Franklin. Miller, low line drive, finds its way just over the fence in right field.
Guys that are trying to answer the question to themselves if they belong at the major league level. You got a number of guys that have been here for just a short period of time, and it's their first real struggle. They're going through, Jabari's going through multiple days in a row where, doesn't feel too good at the plate. Now, the true test of whether he belongs in the major leagues or not is how he responds to this. Every single player goes through this. You can look across the way today. I'm sure Evan Longoria's had 2 for 24 stretches or 2 for 30 stretches. Now it's up to Jabari, it's up to Alex Dickerson, it's up to Travis Jankowski to really respond in these settings, and that'll determine how long they stay here and how long they play here and what kind of impact they have for us.
Andy Green's message to the young guys on this Padres team this morning was, don't look at this opportunity as an audition. Yes, it is an opportunity, but stay in the moment. If you're not in the moment, he says, this game will eat you alive. As far as last night's tough loss, he says it's about sticking to the game plan and turning the page. Guys?
Thank you, Julie. And of course, that's all the manager can say. That's the obvious. You got to play them one by one. And along the way, this game of failure is going to bite you and bite you hard. And you just got to see what you have inside to overcome that and become a major league talent.
Yeah, the good ones stick around. Why? Because they make adjustments and they will expose you very, very quickly at this level.
Shim flying out. First ball hunting to open the 2nd inning, and Bethancourt the batter.
I forgot who it was that told me a long time ago, but there's certain phrases that stick with you. And this one really resonated. It's a do league. It's not a try league. A lot of guys try, but you got to do to stick around for a long time.
That's perfect. Change is made with Franklin being hit in the head in the on deck circle. He's been taken out of the game, and Miller moves from first to short, and Beckham from short to second. And the catcher last night, young Luke Maley, is at first base, so you can insert him in the leadoff spot in Franklin's position. I was a bit surprised they let him bat that first inning. He didn't appear to be fully with it, but he walked and scored on Miller's home run. We're going to take all precautions, and Nick Franklin's out of the game. 1-2 to Bethencourt. High fly ball to right center field. Kiermaier drifting and collects the second out. Brings up Brett Wallace. Wallace in there. He's had some success against Chris Archer. He's 2 for 6 previous meetings with a double and a home run. His average has dropped down to 199. Strike at the knees. Archer.
3 heavy on the right side, all by himself over there at shortstop. Miller.
Ooh, that one got plate umpire Culbreth squarely in the mask. Bethencourt taking his time to make sure the umpire's okay.
I'll correct myself. That's Evan Longoria. Looks like it's shortstop.
Miller moving over to the second base side. Ground ball into the shift. And a quick chance, and the play made by Beckham. A 1-2-3 inning. It's 2-0 Tampa Bay. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Saquon Casino. Sign up for the new Padres Club Card today. By Jack in the Box. Try his new Smoky Jack before it's gone. Taste it. And by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. Magnificent bridge connecting cities here on the west coast of Florida. As Friedrich goes to work in the second inning to Logan Morrison with Souza and Beckham to follow. Morrison hitting .233 with 10 homers. 3, 4, 7 in the series, all 3 doubles. swing. 3-0. Thinking about all the home runs Tampa Bay's hitting, and this is a more generous ballpark than many might figure. It's only 370 to the deep power alleys. So if you pull the ball to right and left, fairly easy home run.
Yeah, they dart out down the left field line there. You see 315, and then it jets out.
That 370 marker is way beyond the left fielder and right fielder. Foul tip. 3-2. The Rays with their home run barrage 165 now. That's the most ever through 118 plus games in a season, and they're on pace to hit 225. Their record home run year is less than 200.
Seems like for the Rays, it's either outhouse or penthouse.
Yeah.
When you look at their average, 15th in the American League at 242, but yet they hit a lot of home runs. You talk about the innings pitched for Christian Friedrich.
And the 2015, those were all in relief. So they're monitoring his workload. How far along into August, September will he go? Got him.
Good pitch.
Morrison on his way to first base is called back by the cry. Strike 3.
Good fastball. We talk about glove side location on the heater. There it is, four-seamer, frozen pizza. Back to the dugout for Morrison. Will make Darren Balsey, the pitching coach for the Padres, very proud.
Second strikeout for the lefty, and here's Steven Souza, the right fielder.
You see Christian Friedrich goes from the first base side, the lefty, so you can get a clear shot of that pitch down and away to the righties right there. You get that angle down and in.
There's the pitch. Souza, in essence, was the man eventually making it here to Tampa Bay in the trade that Will Myers went to San Diego. There are a lot of other players involved. Three-corner deal between Washington, Tampa Bay, and San Diego. But for the Rays, this is the product they got for that one, and they feel they got shortchanged on the deal. Padres like this trade. Popped up on the infield, and Myers is called for the second out.
MLB, you gotta love this app. Follow the Padres baseball live with the MLB.com @bat app. Stay up for the moment, any moment. Game day, live game video, highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com @bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet.
I know Myers has great speed, but he didn't race in from right field to make that catch. Just old habits there. Wallace at first base as the second out. Tim Beckham, the batter. He's hitting .209 with 5 homers. High pick of the Rays a couple of years ago. Hit the knees. Sharply hit, one hop to Ramirez. Fires across. A 1-2-3 inning for Christian Friedrich. We go to the third. 2-0 Tampa Bay.
I really enjoy playing golf a lot. You know, I was in just San Diego Junior Golf growing up, and for a kid, you know, we'd go out and play golf, you know, 2 or 3 times a weekend and win a tournament or something. I mean, that's awesome. But, you know, a lot of baseball players play golf, and I enjoy it.
Okay, you know where I'm going with this, right? Golf, Noonan.
Danny Noonan. Yeah, I know. Miss it. Is that your next line?
Yeah, that was my next line. That's exactly where I'm going because I'm a huge fan of the movie Caddyshack.
All right, back to the action here in the top of the first inning. Alexei Ramirez, first ball swinging and grounds out to second. And that'll bring up Nick Noonan.
And it just goes to show you the greatest movie ever made has great shelf life. Even a kid like Nick Noonan, who's a different generation than this guy, loves the movie Caddyshack, and there's a lot to be said for that.
Noonan, a base hit in 10 tries so far as a Padre. Hitting well over 300 at El Paso to earn a trip up to the big leagues with San Diego, his hometown team. Jankowski to follow. One and one. Yeah, Noonan likes golf. In his spare time, the pitcher, Chris Archer, is a very avid reader. He's quite an articulate young man. In fact, did some color commentary during the playoffs for ESPN. Jankowski next. Three and one.
So he's trying to bait Nick Noonan going upstairs there. 9 batters for the right-hander. 6 first pitch strikes. Here comes another fastball.
And a pop-up.
Right in the old lumber yard.
Shortstop Miller calling, and there's 2 away. Well, the Padre rookies this year have enjoyed good success against right-handed pitching. Alex Dickerson hitting .282 with a slugging percentage of .534. Jankowski a .293 average. And Ryan Schimpf .586 slugging with 11 home runs. Let's see if that'll carry through today. Jankowski struck out the first time.
So a strength of Archer, the strikeout against the youngsters against the righty. It's going to be quite a matchup. Now starts the second time around for Travis.
Ian Myers struck out to open the ball game, but no punch out since for Chris Archer. Back through the middle and a base hit to center for Jankowski. Yeah, the Padres have not been able to steal many bases of late, and that's reflected in their 1 loss. And we know that when Jankowski's aboard and when he steals, the Padres enjoy considerable success. They're 17-4. Well, he's on now with 2 outs. Let's see if he can steal a base. Maybe that'll inspire a victory today. He's been sitting on 25 stolen bases for a long time.
And Wilson has yet to throw out a runner this year. Three against him attempts.
First hit for the Padres.
There goes the no-hitter.
Will Myers the batter. Doesn't go after that high limb. One for 9 in the series. 5 strikeouts.
Got a game break coming up from the Bronx. Blue Jays, Yanks, American League East.
Toronto starts today with a 1-game lead over Baltimore and Boston, tied for second. That is some race, the American League East. Tampa Bay, of course, a party to the company of Toronto, Baltimore, Boston, and the Yankees. The Rays are 18 back.
I say if he gets a jump, go. Why not? Be aggressive. Make something happen.
Archer keeping an eye on him. Thrown out only 6 times. He's still 4th in the National League. Nub foul, 2-1.
Well, the one thing I've noticed about Archer, does a pretty good job with its arm action on all of his pitches. Pretty much same slot. And there you see the numbers we we're just talking about.
All signs say go, don't they? Two balls and a strike to Myers. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
There's the slider. I should say, since Wilson's been a Ray, he has yet to throw at a baseman. Since he's been a Ray.
High and the full count to Myers, so Jankowski will be running now. With 2 away. Padres trying to come back from that first inning 2-run homer. Brad Miller. Out of play. Report from the clubhouse. Franklin suffered a head contusion and he's under observation. That's why he was taken out of the game after being struck accidentally in the head in the on-deck circle. The bat of Kiermaier. Kevin Cash, the manager of the Rays, had to warm up his pitcher because the backup catcher's playing first base and Wilson was getting on the gear. Swing and a miss and another strikeout for Chris Archer. Middle of the 3rd, 2-0 Tampa Bay. All right, thank you, Mike, and good morning to you, fellas. Here's Bobby Wilson, bottom of the 3rd inning. The catcher hitting 9th. Nick Franklin out of the game, so Luke Maile will be hitting behind Wilson. And he rips Hits one right side, but a couple of hops out there to Noonan. One away. So here's that accident involving Franklin in the first inning just before he was coming to the plate. Kiermaier on deck and Franklin leaning behind him, and that weighted bat comes right down on the back of the head of Franklin, and fortunately he had the helmet on. Stayed in the game to walk and score on the home run by Miller, but then yanked by Kevin Cash, and they wanted to keep him in the clubhouse under observation. So Maley, one of the stars last night, gets more work. He broke the scoreless tie with a bases loaded double to knock in 3 in the second inning last night, and also knocked in another with a single, his best game as a major leaguer, 4 RBIs. Some of the injuries to Forsythe and Duffy and now Franklin, all infielders. Kevin Cash has a makeshift outfit, especially on the infield. He's got his catcher playing first base, his first baseman at short. Shortstop now over at second.
It's one of the freakiest injuries I think I've seen in a long time.
2-1 to Maley. Left field. In comes Schimpf, still coming, and makes the catch. So Schimpf, not exactly experienced this year as a major leaguer in left field, getting his first big league start. Reacted well there and ran it down.
Well, Christian Friedrichs made some good pitches early on. One particular was to Evan Longoria earlier, the pop-up to second base. Look at this pitch here. Get in the kitchen. And Maley can't get extended, and a nice running catch by Ryan Schimpf out there in left.
Kiermaier took a third strike his first time. Hitting well the last half dozen games, raising his average up. 224 on the season.
You know what's going to happen in the Rays clubhouse now, right? Every time somebody goes up to talk to Kevin Kiermaier, they're going to have a helmet on their head. I mean, that's
clubhouse humor.
You can just smell that one coming. I can see a guy putting on the catcher's mask, the hockey mask. Hey, Kevin, you doing anything for dinner after the game? I just was wondering. Okay.
Follow him in the shower with a helmet on.
I'm just glad that we hope that Nick is okay. Sounds like it's going to be okay for the Ray.
Just precautionary. Never lost consciousness, but he was dazed. A ball, 2 strikes to Kiermaier. Since the home run by Miller, 6 in a row retired by Friedrich. Padres head home tonight from this very difficult and taxing road trip. Pittsburgh. It seems like a month ago we were in Pittsburgh. The Mets in New York, and now here in Florida against the Rays, and back to work tomorrow night against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Up high. Arizona in last place in the National League West is just 1 game now behind the Padres. And he gets him swinging. Another good inning for Christian Friedrich. 1, 2, 3, the Tampa Bay story.
Honestly, I don't know that it was so much pressing as just like getting outside of themselves, swinging at pitches that just frankly aren't in their skill set to hit. Like you have to be really stubborn with what you do well and stay true to that. Chasing up in the zone is not something that we do well. We're a team that likes the ball down in the zone, a team that needs to get the ball down in the zone to be successful. And I think if you look back the last few days, there's been a ton of swings in the upper third of the zone and balls above the zone.
And there's plenty of evidence of that, and we'll show that with you. Have a moment. Solarte leads off the 4th inning. The Padres trailing Chris Archer and the Rays 2-0 today on a 2-run homer first inning. Brad Miller, who hit 2 last night. Solarte walked his first time, and he hits a one-hopper cradled by Maley, and he takes it to the bag for the first out. And here's what manager Green is talking about just as Tampa Bay is going after pitches up out of the strike zone.
And we've seen it in the past, and we have seen it this afternoon from Archer. And it's the job of the Padre hitters to make that adjustment. It's plain and simple. It's an adjustment. You got to gauge that ball out of the hand. If it's going to be up, you lay off it. I know it's easier said than done, but they're exploiting that against these Padre hitters. Snell did it. Archer's doing it this afternoon a couple times.
Andrew Smiley in game 1 as well. 1 out to Alex Dickerson, grounded to second his first time. No shift at the moment on Dickerson. Check swing foul. Well, the Padres only 1 run last night in that 15-1 shellacking, and that run came on a bases loaded walk to Alexei Ramirez. They scored just 2 in game 1, both on home runs, Ramirez and Solarte. How dramatic is that? Since July 8th, in the 12 wins, averaging nearly 7 runs a game. In the 21 losses, 2.5 runs a game.
And remember, they were coming in bunches.
A little high. That levels the count at 2-2. Talking about Archer and his TV commentary last year. At high reviews. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for Archer. Time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Well, we just saw a slider to strike out Alex Dickerson. That's what we're going to focus on from the young right-hander. Look at the glove, down and out of the zone. And with 2 strikes, yeah, you have to protect. It's a nice, tight, short, good depth slider. Down and in. This is Archer against the Yankees. He not only can just not try to throw it for a strike, and he can locate it where he wants to.
It's the slider that opposing hitters rave about.
Yeah, we see that little dot on that slider. Good tilt to it.
Schimpf with a big swing. 1-1, fly to left field his first time. Padres with 1 hit so far. Jankowski ground single to center field. The other base runner, Solarte, walked in the first. Foul tip. 1-2. With 4 strikeouts today, Archer now with 181 in just 153 innings. American League strikeout leader.
Fastball slider, pretty much.
2-2.
He's got great arm action. And, he's lanky. 6'3", 190, getting that body in motion.
Swing at a ball in the dirt. To put out 2-3. 5 strikeouts now for Chris Archer. It's 2-0 Rays. That ball's hit well to left field. It may be touch 'em all. Walk-off homer for Logan Forsythe. That's our moment in Padres history, brought to you by Geico. June 2012 against the Giants. Forsythe now with Tampa Bay breaking a 5-5 tie with his first major league homer and a 6-5 walk-off win.
I'm wondering if Logan Forsythe, part of that back problem is from that slap on the rear end from Buddy Black after that home run. Oh my goodness, that's repercussions.
I don't think he took a spanking like that from his dad. Bottom of the fourth, 2-0 Rays. Longoria, Miller, and Matuk against Friedrich. Longoria popped up the second base his first time. Ball hangs at the top of the strike zone, ball one. Padres have felt his hitting wrath. 364 against Padre pitching. Ground ball right side, one hop to Noonan, and there's the first out in the fourth. Brad Miller just is a stunning reversal in hitting style from, occasional home run hitter to one of the top home run hitters. Most since June 17th. He and Brian Dozier have hit 19 since mid-June.
When I see a hitter like Miller, as we take a look at that swing and that leg kick, I mean, to me, that's got pull written all over it. He's not going to try to fillet a pitch the opposite way. I think by judging by his swing, he's got one thing in mind. Hands are high, leg kick is high. Go to rip it.
So the last 2 years with Seattle, 2014 and 15, he had a total of 21 homers. His home run today is his 25th here on August 17th. And there again, it's to your point, the breaking ball away. He doesn't try to go with that pitch. He's still trying to yank it.
Yep.
Left-handed hitting shortstop. They moved him to first base to accommodate other players here at Tampa Bay, but boy, that's a valuable commodity. High fly ball into left. Schimpf a long run, still coming, and can't get there. Almost acted as though he didn't see it. So a bloop single for Miller.
Well, I was watching the ball. I was watching the swing. Did not really see if Ryan Schimpf got a bad jump or if he lost it off the bat. And just didn't get there in time. And Miller, on the other hand, he was all halfway to second base. So let's take a look.
Hard to tell.
Yeah, didn't really come straight in. Looked like he maybe went to his left a little bit, and that's what you're looking up into.
Only the second hit allowed by Friedrich, both by Miller. Of course, the first was the home run. Brings up Matuk, who flied to right field his first at bat. 26-year-old from Bayou Country, LSU Tiger. Came there a couple, 3 years after Ryan Schimpf. They were teammates, however, in 2009 when LSU won the national championship. And DJ LeMahieu was also on that team. So 3 major leaguers. And that explains in part why they had such an incredibly successful year. Two balls and a strike. One out. Miller at first. 2-0 Rays.
Well, this is what Christian Friedrich wants to avoid, the 2-1 count. Needs to make a good pitch. He's made some good pitches in this situation.
Ramirez and Noonan up the middle looking for a ground ball chance.
Change up.
Runner goes. And that ball drilled to left, and that's going to be caught by Ryan Schimpf. What a catch. And racing back to first is Miller. The relay not in time to double him up. And Schimpf making a terrific play, racing toward the corner and backhanding that line drive, hooking away from him.
This is a big league play. I really didn't think Ryan Schimpf was even going to get leather on it. Times it perfectly. And you know what? Being out on that Astro turf yesterday, that's hard surface out there. And Christian Friedrich says, yes, thank you very much. Great catch, Ryan Schimpf.
Schimpf robbing his former teammate Matuk. It's the play of the day as it brings up the DH Logan Morrison, who struck out the first time. That ball gets by Schimpf and probably a run scores. As you saw, Miller was already to second base. Breaking ball misses low and inside.
Hey, Ryan Schimpf could be one of those super duper electric utility players, huh?
Yeah,
making plays like that in the outfield.
That's on the highlight reel on MLB. They're going to replay that tonight.
A secret weapon. That ball was smoked, and Matuk, he's got to be thinking extra bases on that one. And seeing Schimpf lay out, he's got to be saying, "You got to be Schimpfing me."
Yeah, you got Schimpfed. Ground ball by.
Get back to the bag.
And it's out to Noonan, and in shallow right field, Noonan able to make the play as Wallace diving couldn't get there, and Morrison is gone. And the highlight catch, Ryan Schimpf robbing Matuk, and it remains 2-0. A single for Jankowski for the Padres as we go to the top of the 5th inning. And we've seen a couple of good plays in left field defensively last night. Bethancourt hooking one down near the foul pole, and Corey Dickerson making a sliding backhand catch right at the foul line. It was the outstanding defensive play of last evening. You don't normally see the big plays from the left fielders. Yeah. Usually that's the territory of the center fielders. A couple of beauties. Ground ball chopped to the left side. Longoria across, and 1 pitch, 1 out. Bethancourt.
Longoria, we know he's the face of the franchise here, but yeah, just making a nice play on that, timing it perfectly, and it's worth another look after that catch. The kudos from his teammates. And you know, on this turf, they've got that chopped up tires that are in, you know, you'll see that black stuff. And I noticed that there was a couple of coaches and players picking that stuff off his neck. He had bits of chunks of that black rubber on his neck from the dive.
Jankowski certainly is the one who can appreciate a terrific play like that. Here's Brett Wallace, grounded to second his first time. Shift on and swing and a miss at the off speed. Now Archer Now into the 5th inning with 1 out, has allowed just the single to Jankowski. He struck out 5 and walked 1. Oh, and 2. Hard to believe that Chris Archer has lost 16 decisions, in part games that he didn't receive a lot of support. Only 6 wins. Up and in, 1 and 2.
You know, in this game, in sports in general, I really dislike the phrase "a pace." Right? He's on pace too.
Right.
They say he's on pace to lose 22 games. A lot of that's not his own doing, obviously. Lack of offense comes into play.
Yeah, they had that terrible slump before the All-Star game, where they went 27 games and won just 3 times. That totally destructed their season. But they've come back after the All-Star game, and it's not a bad lineup. They're in a very tough division. 2 and 2. 96 on that fastball. Here's a kid that couldn't make his 7th grade baseball team, so he went to every game, studied the guys that beat him out, made the team as an 8th grader. High and away. High school senior quarterback, was his conference player of the year, so he's incredibly talented. Swing and a miss, a ball in the dirt, and that's another strikeout for Archer, number 6. Check now of our top tier player profile, brought to you by Arco, and it features Chris Archer, who leads the American League in strikeouts. He's 4th behind 3 National Leaguers with 183 on the season. Max Scherzer, 211, leads the way. 2 outs now in the 5th inning.
You know, the thing about Archer also is that he doesn't walk a lot of hitters. You know, he'll walk 2 or 3 here and there, but he's pretty good with the command.
Since the single by Jankowski, 8 in a row retired. Here's Ramirez, grounded to second his first time. In the dirt, 2 and 0.
Well, got to give some love to Randy Jones, but it's a kind of bad stat. Mentioned on pace to lose 22 games. That'd be the most since a single season since Steve Rogers, Randy Jones, and Bill Bonham each lost 22 back in 1974. So RJ, we love RJ.
Right, but what does that tell you? If you can lose 22, you're really good. You have to be good to lose 22. Not bad.
Could you imagine Chris Archer on a team that scores 4 or 5 runs a game? It's going to be a 20-game winner.
Up the middle, and Ramirez has a base hit, the second for the Padres against Archer. With 2 outs, that ends a string of 8 consecutive outs and brings up Nick Noonan, representing the tying run.
4-seamer up. Glad to see Alexi get some hits this series.
That's his 4th hit in the series, more than any Padre. Noonan popped a short his first time. And if he's successful, top of the order, Jankowski. So each team with 2 hits, but one of the hits for the Rays, the 2-run homer, Brad Miller. How about our Cholula flamethrower?
Well, with Chris Archer on the hill, the scout report says about 95. 97. Hot sauce. That's hot sauce. Got to catch up to it. Get it down in the zone. Lay off the high heat.
95 on that miss.
Chris Archer also working the Johnny Cueto do-rag underneath the hat to keep the salad under control.
Didn't he have that bleached out blonde?
I think he did it one time. I think he did.
Slap foul deep down the left field side and out of play by Noonan. And the count 1 and 2. Well, that's down in the party section.
They're so rowdy down there. Look at them. They're just animals. Look at, they're out of control.
Yeah, that's it. This crowd is a riot. What do they do? Range all the way from there?
Yeah.
To get that baseball? All right, she's tucking that away. One and two to Noonan.
Well, you hear the cowbells, you know there's 2 strikes. These Rays fan, they want the punch out from Archer.
These Rays fan.
Is that what I say?
Well, I mean, it is a small crowd.
I see where you're going. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the management here. They've had a good product for many years. It just is not the most desirable ballpark nor the best location.
We need more cowbell.
So they're going to speak in singular the rest of the way.
Yeah.
1 and 2 to Noonan. Ground ball into right field for a base hit. Holding at second base is Ramirez. Padres had the tying run on here with a back-to-back 2-out singles. Ramirez and Noonan at the bottom of the order to Travis Jankowski.
Slider speeds up the bat of Nick Noonan. And on contact, that's right down the middle, so he's out in front of it a little bit and finds the hole for the safety to right. You're good egg, Noonan.
Jankowski struck out and singled. Padres now about hit Tampa Bay 3-2, but 3 singles for San Diego. A single and a 2-run homer for the Rays. Squares and takes a strike. See, I can understand that play with no one on, but with 2 on and 2 outs.
Yeah, maybe he's just kind of showing him a little bit, just maybe get some movement. Let's see if he's hacking here. My gut feeling is that was just kind of like a show.
Bring in that third baseman a couple of steps and maybe open a hole on that left side. Ramirez there at second, tying run Noonan at first base. Oh, and 2. There's that slider.
Yep. Travis told me yesterday he's really trying to make a conscious effort of hitting on top of the baseball, chopping down on the baseball rather than that loop and that swing. Either fastball up here or a slider down and in, I'm guessing.
In the dirt. Good take by Jankowski. 1 and 2. Will Myers waits on deck. Runners go. Ground ball foul. Just missed hitting the edge of the bag at first base. Padres pulling a surprise double steal. With 2 strikes on them, Jankowski had to swing. A team that scored only 6 runs in the last 4.5 games tried to manufacture some activity on the bases, and Andy Green had them going.
21st pitch of the inning coming up right here for Chris Archer. See if Travis Jankowski can do some damage.
Outside, 2 and 2. Padres have 50 wins. Tampa Bay seeking their 50th today as you look at the pitch count, and a busy inning the first and again here in the 5th. Struck out a couple in the first inning. Two outs, 2 on, 2 and 2 the count, and 2-0 the score. Deuces are wild. I like to use that at least once a year.
Do you?
Are wild, yeah. And number 22 just finishes that with his 7th strikeout of the game. Padres leave 2. We're at the halfway mark. Archer and the Rays with a 2-0 lead.
Field is a fan experience unlike any other at any sporting venue ever. It's called the Rays Touch Tank, where fans can come up and feed and pet actual Tampa Bay Rays. Now, it's located just outside of center field, and a partnership was created between the Tampa Bay Rays and also the Florida Aquarium. Whenever a player hits a home run or ball into the tank, $5,000 is donated. Half goes to the Florida Aquarium and half goes to a charity of the ball player's choice. Watch out for balls, guys. Watch out.
Yeah, that's a great note there. Thank you, Julie. That there's a nice bonus for hitting a home run into the Rays tank, and it helps support the local wildlife here. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, lower third of the order, Steven Souza, Tim Beckham, and Bobby Wilson for the Rays. Souza popped up his first time. 2-0 Tampa Bay. Padres finally had something stirred up, but it was with 2 outs. The singles by Ramirez and Noonan. But Archer came up with another strikeout, leave them stranded, and the score stays at 2-0 for the home side. 3-1 now to Souza. So other than the walk and the 2-run homer in the first inning, Miller's line drive home run to right, Friedrich and done some pretty nice pitching. High up into the roof. Wallace trying to find it. Noonan behind him, and then in comes Myers. He's the most experienced in playing in this dome and makes the play.
And great communication, and that's the play, because Will Myers is coming in on that play. Everybody else is backpedaling. And you got the big top. So now don't keep your, or I should say, keep your eye on the ball. Everybody's scrambling, and Will Myers makes it look easy. Routine fly ball for the left fielder. Nick Noonan saying, I got it, I got it. Here's Will Myers. Exit stage left.
Tim Beckham grounded to short his only at bat. Well, tomorrow night, 7:10 start at Petco Park. We'll be on the air at 6:30. Paul Clemens will be on the mound, the right-hander for the Padres, against Archie Bradley of the D-backs, 4 and 8. Ground ball, shortstop Ramirez in between hop. Fires across for the second out. Bobby Wilson, number 9 hitter, steps up. So Arizona for 4 games, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the Cubs in town Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next. Wilson grounded out to second, his only at bat.
Talk about a 180-degree turnaround. This venue and then Wrigley Field for the Cubs.
Yeah.
Wow. Opposite ends, huh?
Or even this venue in Petco Park.
Yeah.
Everything you'd want in a ballpark experience, and voted by USA Today the best baseball facility, Petco Park. I don't know where Tropicana Field came in, but I would guess right at the bottom of that voting list.
If you ain't first, you're last. Ricky Bobby said it himself.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
I think the Oakland Coliseum's got to be.
That's in the running for the worst.
Yeah. And then Turner Field, I don't think they're going to put a nickel or a dime into that place from here on out, since they're opening the new stadium next year, right? Makes sense.
That's not as bad as the 2 week.
No, but as far as like worrying about like a broken chair or a broken seat or something, or
we're going to find out.
Yeah.
Next trip. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Friedrich cruising along through 5 innings. Another strikeout. And score remains 2-0 Rays. Game summary. First inning with a man on. It was Brad Miller who hit 2 home runs last night. A line home run, first throw, number 25, and then a terrific catch by Ryan Schimpf, the outstanding defensive play of the game. And then the spotlight on the right-hander Chris Archer, who has struck out 7 batters through 5 innings. The American League strikeout artist, number 1 in the league, and he's allowed just 3 singles. Pitched out of trouble in the 5th inning. Our Harris game summary. Myers, Solarte, Dickerson to hit for the Padres in the 6th. Myers has struck out both times. 94. Paints the outside corner.
Very clean mechanics from the 27-year-old Archer. I mean, he gets himself in a good position.
0-2.
Good follow through.
Rough series for Myers, 1 for 10, 6 strikeouts. Now you can see what Archer's doing. He's read the scouting reports. He gets ahead of the count. He's going to go upstairs with a fastball.
Yep. He's going to go down to the cellar with the breaking stuff. Fastball up in the attic.
And another strikeout.
Hey, it's dusty up in that attic, right? Not a lot going on except with the fastball up. It's been the theme of this series for the Rays pitchers.
Myers now has struck out 6 straight times. Stay away from him. Maybe I let him sit alone on that plane going home. He's going to be mumbling. Jan Solarte has walked and grounded to first. What is it they give away here when you they have 10 strikeouts by a pitcher or 10 strikeouts in a game?
There's a store here, Wawa, that gives away sub sandwiches to all fans in attendance with their ticket stub in a game where the Rays pitchers collectively or one pitcher strikes out 10 or more.
Wawa, that's baby talk for water, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
They give away a sandwich, do they?
Yeah.
Pulled foul by Solarte, 2-1.
Talked about the delivery of Chris Archer. Very clean. Look at over the rubber, high leg kick. The hands part as soon as that leg starts to come forward. Up on top, good extension and good follow. Stiff front leg and the high side. I love that. I love that. Stiff leg, generating the power like a hitter up to the release point. And that body absorbing the energy after the pitch is thrown on that shoulder by the good follow through.
8 of them up there, K's. 3-1 now to Solarte. 3-2. Yeah, as a kid, did you do it? I used to in front of the mirror practice my windup.
Absolutely. Every night.
How I looked. Yeah. He's got the kind of windup that's so perfect. There's just
nice
no
and smooth
false motion. Yeah. Ground ball pulled to first. Melee there for the out. 2 gone.
Aztec football returns August 25th on Fox Sports San Diego when NFL Hall of Famer and SDSU alum Marshall Faulk hits the field with Donnell Pumphrey. Talk about the season, breaking records, and life in the NFL. Aztec football with Rocky Long returns August 25th right here, Fox Sports San Diego.
Yeah, that's going to be fun following the red and black of San Diego State. Pumphrey, if he has another season like last year, I think he can break Marshall Faulk's rushing record. 2 outs, and Dickerson sends a high fly ball to Kiermaier. Center field, a 1-2-3 Padre inning. Middle of the 6th, still 2-0. All right, thank you, gents. Padres in the 7th. Ryan Schimpf will be batting, but first let's take care of business in the bottom of the 6th inning as Christian Friedrich has allowed only 2 hits, both to Brad Miller, a home run and a bloop single. Luke Maile, left field, it's falling in a hurry, and that'll drop. Broken bat single. Maile takes a big turn and holds as Schimpf gets it in. The 3rd hit of the afternoon against Christian Friedrich.
Well, sometimes a hitter gets jammed. Christian Friedrich has made some good pitches in this afternoon. Maile shatters that bat at the handle, and it works to his advantage because he avoids the sweet spot, dumps it into shallow left field for the single.
He walked in the 1st inning and scored on Miller's home run. Now he's aboard to lead off the 6th. Kiermaier up twice, struck out twice. See if he tries to bunt the first pitch. He does that often. Nope, he's swinging and takes high and inside. Big hole on the right side with Wallace holding on the runner. Such an advantage left-handed hitters have. No wonder they win the majority of the batting titles. Two and out. Not only the big hole on the right side when the runner's on first, but the fact they're a step and a half closer to first base when they do hit the ball. That's in there. Just on the edge of the strike zone. Kiermaier not pleased with that call.
Slider.
There's the bunt try.
Wow, interesting.
2-2.
Hitters count 2-1. Wanting to put down the bunt. And Friedrich pitching backwards there. 2-1. Usually a fastball count, but he pulls the string, and now Kiermaier's got 2 strikes on him.
Solarte moves from 3rd over to the right side as they use the shift with 2 strikes on Kiermaier. Only Ramirez on the left side.
Over there.
Pops him up. Wallace down from 1st, and in foul territory makes the catch. 1 away. And Evan Longoria steps up. Popped up, and a hard ground ball out to 2nd for Longoria. Now 30 years of age, a long-term contract, and has been very open in the press about how pleased he is that he has a chance to play his entire career as a Tampa Bay Ray. Miles an hour. It took a good rip.
That was a hack there.
There it is. We mentioned earlier, 1,236th game played by Longoria, passing Carl Crawford. High.
Remember, Christian got in on him earlier. That pop up to 2nd base, fastball in.
High fly ball, right center. Jankowski calling. 2 away. And Brad Miller. That one swing is the entire score of the game. 2-0. A 2-run homer in the 1st inning. His 25th of the season. In the 1st inning, Franklin had walked. 2 outs. Here's the line drive. Just gets over the barrier. Hit 2 yesterday. Now 25 on the season for Miller. more than double any year in the big leagues. He's found the home run swing here in Tampa Bay. Even his check swings are line drives. Into the shift and through. Miller, 3 hits, 2 singles and a home run. Certainly isn't performing like a .260 hitter.
Yeah, the one hit in the 4th inning to left field was almost like a mistake type swing. He stayed back enough to just flare that ball that way, but out in front of this one again. Pull.
Bethencourt out to talk to his pitcher with 2 outs, 2 on. And took the better.
Take another look. The high leg kick. The hands are back and get out there and hook it.
Yeah, we talked about the highs and lows of this game. You have a player, Brad Miller. You know, he's in the zone. I mean, he's appreciating the highs. Wasn't that way earlier in the season. Took denied extra bases by his former college teammate Ryan Schimpf in left field last time up with that sprinting backhanded diving catch in left. Popped up. Wallace into foul territory. And that'll do it for the Rays in the 6th. On to the 7th. It's still 2-0.
I did. I recorded the last out of the first game here at Tropicana, and he was in the stands. So we've had a little chat about that once before. He said, "I can't believe I saw you pitch." Yeah, I'm an old man. But I'm sure that other people saw me pitch while I was in San Diego or whatever cities they happen to live in. I'm sure it's happened before, but this one we knew like a definitive time that he was here watching, and now here I am coaching him. So it's kind of great that, I mean, think about it, a stadium full of people here, that 2 people were actually in the big leagues is kind of a rarity in and of itself. So it's kind of a neat thing that we share together.
It was March 31st, 1998. Doug Bachler had just been traded from the A's to the Tigers. And like he said, he made the last out of that first game here at Tropicana Field. The Tigers ended up beating the Rays 11-6. And of course, in the stands that day, Kevin Quackenbush. And Doug Bachler told me a funny story about that. He said upon the trade, he made it to the Tigers, but his gear didn't. And so he pitched in that game with his shagging glove.
High fly ball hit off the bat of Schimpf. Not deep enough, and Kiermaier searching for it, and there's one away. Yeah, that's interesting. Kevin Quackenbush, a kid from the Tampa Bay area, Land O'Lakes, nearby here to see the Rays play, and now they're partners out there in the Padre bullpen.
Yeah, and you know, it makes a good point. Julie mentioned about his shagging glove. A lot of pitchers will have a shag glove they use for batting practice, right? Well, their baby girl, their main glove for game, if you don't have that, that's an adjustment. I mean, that messes with your mind.
Oh, it's true. That's,
you know, if you don't have your glove with you.
That's like when you were a kid, your blankie. You had to have that.
Oh, got to have your whoopee.
Christian Bethancourt is 0 for 2 and 0 for 3 as he hits a bullet, but right to Maile for the second out. 2 away. Brett Wallace, the batter. Yeah, the Padres indeed have hidden some tough luck, but that is part of the deal as well. Been quite a drought here, the 4-game losing streak, scoring only a total of 6 runs, and now here in the 5th game they're being shut out through 6 2/3. Brett Wallace is grounded out and struck out. We were curious with Evan Longoria setting the Tampa Bay record for most games played, how many that Tony Gwynn played for the Padres, the record holder, obviously. 2,440 games for Tony. More than 1,000 more games than Longoria.
We got action in the Padre pen. Left-hander Brad Hand.
1-2 to Wallace. Just 1 walk from Archer. That was in the first inning. Solarte, 8 strikeouts. 3 hits, all singles. There's Hand. Fouled at the plate. And as always, today's game presented by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD. Catcher Wilson out to whisper some advice to Archer. 100 pitches for the right-hander. The most he's thrown this year, 116, and that was in the 6 innings against Boston. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 9. Padres gone in the top of the 7th. That 2-run homer in the first is still the whole score.
It's time for the Bill Howe play of the game. Ryan Schimpf playing left field for the first time this year, and how well he is playing left field. A brilliant catch to deny his former LSU teammate Matuk an extra base hit. Our Bill Howe play of the game. Bottom of the 7th. Logan Morrison, Steven Souza, and Tim Beckham for the Rays against Christian Friedrich, allowing only 4 hits, but one of them was a 2-run homer in the first inning. Brad Miller. Morrison is struck out and grounded out to second, and he grounds this time to Solarte playing on the second base side. 1 away.
Well, this game will drive you crazy. Christian Friedrich, after that first inning, throwing a gem, only 3 hits surrendered this afternoon for the left-hander. He's found his groove. 4. Check that, 4 hits given up.
3 by that first baseman Brad Miller. Very efficient game after the first inning when he allowed the walk and the home run. He's been in charge. Souza popped the first, flied out to right. Now, does this count a day game when you're inside?
Absolutely.
It seems
sure,
like
yeah.
it's not.
I know it's hard to distinguish. You're right.
You know, Padres trying to break this whole habit of trouble day games and final games of series. It just continues to rattle everyone's thoughts. How can this be? They're 10 and 28 in day games. They're 8 and 30 in the last game of the series. And they trail today 2-0, but there's 2 innings to go. 1-2 to Souza. I know we both complained about how hot it was in July. I've got some evidence. NASA, of course, they have an official recording, has announced that July was the hottest month on Earth in 136 years.
Really?
And it's a continuing trend as a strike called, and that's strike 3 to Souza. 2 away.
Good tailing fastball away to Souza.
10 consecutive months now of record-breaking temperatures on Earth. That's it.
Yeah. Back to that last pitch, 2-seamer away. Freeze.
A little heat on that.
Yeah. With high humidity.
That's right. 5 strikeouts, Friedrich. Well, you can't ask much more except for that 1 home run toss in the first inning. Friedrich's had a sterling performance today. Here's Beckham, grounded twice to the shortstop. Pretty good pitch. You could hear plate umpire Culbreth called it inside. Two and 0. 2 runs, 4 hits. Tampa Bay, no runs, 3 singles. Padres. Brad Miller with 3 hits. The Padres with 3 hits. Two and 1. Friedrich waiting for Beckham to get settled in the batter's box. Foul tip, 2-2.
Well, even the breaking ball down. Look at it's a slider down out of the hand. Looks like it's a strike, and that's exactly where Christian Friedrich wants to throw it. Might throw him another one here as Jose Dominguez warms up for the Padres.
92 pitches now for Friedrich.
Ground ball off the glove of Solarte, ate him up. Taking a big turn is Beckham, but hustling out into shallow left Ramirez. And Beckham will settle for first base. We'll see how they score it.
Well, judging by the reaction of Jan Hervis, this ball, it's hit sharply. Does it come up on him, eat him up a little bit? He plays it off to the side. The Olay off the thumb of his glove. Makeable play for Jan Hervis, playing it to the side, and they're going to score that a hit.
All right. Too hot to handle, says the official score. The 5th hit of the afternoon for Tampa Bay. Brings up the catcher Bobby Wilson, who has struck out and grounded out. Yeah, you remember on this trip, the extra inning game in New York, the Padres were down 2-1, ninth inning, down to their last out, and Myers tied it up. We still have 2 innings left here to try to break out of this team hitting slump. Slump is the fact that they run into pitching that's baffled them. They've struck out 52 times in the last 5 games. They've lost the first 4 and they're down 2-0 today. One strike pitch popped up off first base. Wallace won't have a play.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
The Rays, after today's game, will have tomorrow off and then entertain Texas over the weekend before Boston comes in for 4. Two strikes to Wilson. Line drive into left field, base hit. So with 2 outs, Beckham an infield hit, Wilson a sharp single through the hole on the left side, and top of the order, Luke Maile, and here comes Andy Green to the mound. 96 pitches, right-handed batter, and he's going to go to the right-handed relief pitcher, Jose Dominguez. So we have a pitching change here at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. Yeah, a handshake and a pat on the side to Christian Friedrich. He gave the Padres a chance to win today. It's 2-0, bottom of the 7th.
Baseball, brought to you by Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. Bird craning his neck to see some of the action here down in the Tampa Bay area. Fascinating creatures, aren't they?
Absolutely. Well, Christian Friedrich pitched very well this afternoon. After that first inning, the walk, the home run, he was cruising around. Now the rock is in the hand of Jose Dominguez.
And our pitching change is brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
18th game for the right-hander. He's got some inherited runners to leave out there with 2 outs.
Beckham at second and Wilson at first. And a strike to Maley, who has entered the game because of the head contusion. Nick Franklin hit by his teammate in the on-deck circle with a weighted bat and had to leave the game. He is fly to left and single to left. Maley, runner goes and easily steals third. He was halfway to third before Dominguez released the ball. So Beckham at third now. Wilson stayed at first.
Now the Rays are going to try everything they can to add on. You know, a bloop and a blast away from tying this one up. So as a runner, you time it. Did he one look him? As a reliever, you have to make sure they are dead in their tracks before you commit to the plate.
Second steal of the year for Beckham. Bends his way to third. First and third now with 2 outs. And 2-1. The count on Luke Maley. Entered last night's game batting 9th. He had collected 5 runs batted in all year and left last night adding 4 with a 3-run double and an RBI single, and he hits this high in the air left side. Boy, that's up into the roof. Do they see it? Ramirez is calling and makes the catch in fair territory. Dominguez gets the final out. It's still 2-0. Padres need 2 to tie. Ramirez has 1 of the 3 hits off Chris Archer. Batting in the 8th spot in the order, to be followed by Noonan. He has a hit, and then Jankowski, he has the 3rd hit, all singles. Boy, the Giants now incredibly have given up first place. Dodgers are now in first. They've won 9 games out of 29 since the All-Star break. The Giants, that just seems impossible.
Yeah.
That ball hit high in the air and well toward left field, but not deep enough as Matuk squeezes the first out. Time now for In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia. Chris Archer certainly is driving the boat today. Well, Kia doesn't make boats, but just an expression. Sorry about that, Kia. Beautiful car. 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts for Archer. Well, you know, we walk by, you know, in St. Petersburg, you see more boats than you see cars.
It's all about the boat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which makes you want to buy one, doesn't it? Only kidding. So here's Noonan. Singled his last time. Padres need a base runner to get somebody up there that could tie it up with 1 swing.
Yeah, bloop and a blast. How about a mistake out of the hand of Archer?
106 pitches for the right-hander.
Everybody loves the long ball, but multiple base runners and extra base hit would be just fine as well.
And there's the base hit. Noonan's second of the game, solidly up the middle. So with 1 out here in the 8th inning, the Padres do bring the tying run to the plate. 4th hit of the afternoon, and 2 of them by Nick Noonan. Jankowski steps up. Now, Archer has not thrown a complete game all year, and the bullpen has been heating up for a while.
Looked like another slider, and Nick Noonan out in front of it, hitting it sharply, just to the right of Beckham.
And that's going to be it for Chris Archer. With the tying run coming to the plate, a solid performance by the 28-year-old, and the fan gives him a nice hand. A break in the action. So Chris Archer goes 7 1/3, walks only 1, strikes out 9, and scatters 4 singles.
Yeah, he was on today. You know, the Padres have been struggling with the high fastball. That's been part of the arsenal today, and then up in the attic with the fastball, down to the basement with that slider, and a good clean delivery from Chris Archer.
Bring on Xavier Cedeno with 1 out, and Jankowski, the left-handed hitting leadoff man. Will Myers on deck. 48th appearance for Cedeno. We saw him last night. He pitched an inning, allowed a hit, but struck out 3.
Pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher for Cedeno. Cutter, curveball, and then not many stressful innings for Archer at all. Only 1 runner in 1 inning. Got to second base. That was Alexei Ramirez in the 5th.
Youthful looking Archer. He won't be 28 till next month.
Yeah.
Got to be pleased with his effort.
Oh yeah.
That ball looping to right. In comes Souza, and he makes the diving catch. Jankowski flirts with a blue pit, but Souza makes the play.
Hey, tip your cap to Souza out in right field. Really not the best outfielder, but laying out for his pitcher Cedeno. And this is the point of no return right there. Ball gets by him or off his glove. Multiple base runners. A nice catch.
So Cedeno brought in just a pitch to the left-handed hitting Jankowski. Alex Colome is going to come in to work to Will Myers. We'll be right back. Alex Colome comes in with 2 outs. Runner at first base. Tying run at the plate. Will Myers. 2-0 here in the 8th. Myers has had a forgettable afternoon. Up 3 times. Struck out all 3 times. Low and away, ball 1. Be a nice time for his 24th homer of the year. Trying to snap a string of 6 consecutive at bats, striking out.
Well, this will be the 5th time for Colome to where he's trying to get 4 outs to earn a save. 1 out here in the 8th. Rays leading by 2.
Fouled away. Against Archer. First time up. Fastball, high strike at the top of the zone. Then second time he gave him that wicked slider. And then back to the high fastball.
Yeah, that's been the common thread for the Padre hitters against the Rays pitchers. Fastball's up. And Archer saw it firsthand for the first 2 games, and he put it into action for his outing.
1-1 to Myers. Check over with Noonan. But the Padres are just 1 lusty swing away from making this a tie game. Only 1 blown save for Colome. Two and 1.
Pretty much just a 2-pitch pitcher for Colome. The fastball and the slider. Averages about 95 on the fastball.
Sliced into the right field corner. A long run for Souza, and it bounces in the bullpen. And the count will stay at 2-2. Colome has matured into the closer for the Rays. He did not have a save his first 3 seasons in the bullpen in Tampa Bay. He's 27, Dominican Republic. He actually was given the ball 13 times as a starter a season ago as well. 2-2. Will Myers.
Go, 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 go.
The ball gets away from the catcher, and Myers with 2 outs, you can run that out, and he's safe at first base. So the Padres got a break there. They've got the tying run on the strikeout.
Boy, fastball with a lot of run. Okay, 2 outs. Runner on first base. That's a hot potato. Fewer than 2 outs. He's out because first base is occupied, but 2 outs, got to go. And Will Myers does just that. Part of my former player being on the bench kind of crept out on me right there. Got to go.
That's right. Well, he heard you. Noonan to second. Strikeout pass ball is the ruling. And that brings up Jan Solarte. He's walked and grounded out twice to first. He's had considerable success with a home run ball from the left side. He pulls that, but right to Mealy, and that'll end the inning. 3 straight times he's grounded out to the first baseman. It's the Hill 2-0. St. Pete's, and time now for the greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Our news and notes looking ahead to the Arizona series, a 4-game series beginning tomorrow night at Petco Park. And doesn't that sound good back at Petco? Paul Goldschmidt, always tough on the Padres. 370 this season is average. Jake Lamb, he's still hot. 24 home runs for the third baseman, 75 RBIs. And we'll see Zach Greinke in the stare-down contest on Friday night. He'll go against Jared Cosard Friday. Greinke 11-4 on the season after spending about 3 weeks on the DL. Brad Hand for the Padres, bottom of the 8th inning against Kiermaier, Longoria, and Miller.
A fine year for the left-hander. The strikeouts are up 77 and 64 stanzas.
92 on the strike. Kiermaier struck out twice and fouled out. So looking ahead to the top of the 9th inning, Dickerson, Schimpf, and Bethancourt are the scheduled Padre hitters.
Well, that's a perfect run.
And losing the previous 4 games, they scored 2 runs, 1 run, 2 runs. Last night 1 run, and they're looking for that first run this afternoon. Friedrich, pat on the back, 6 2/3, allowed the 2 runs on the 2-run homer in the first inning. 6 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. The only walk became one of the runs.
Yep.
Walked the leadoff man Franklin in the first, and with 2 outs, Miller line drive home run. 2-2. Kiermaier. Shift on. Outside. A lot of movement on the 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Going back to previous series, Tampa Bay has knocked off the Padres 6 in a row. This would be 7 should they hold on to the lead. All the games played here. Swing and a miss, and Hand has his first strikeout.
Saturday, MLB on FS1 is back with another huge matchup. Don't miss when the hard-hitting Mets battle Buster Posey and the Giants in a crucial summer showdown. Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific on FS1, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
Well, Hunter Pence is back with the Giants. That should help somewhat. Evan Longoria 0 for 3 this afternoon. Take strike 1. Single, triple home run last night. Good cut. Got inside Hand.
They've been getting fastballs in. On Longoria, Christian Friedrich did it, popped him up.
Inside. Well, I hate to give you the bad news. I know you were going to be in the bidding for it, but the Playboy Mansion in Los Angeles has sold. They cleared the escrow.
Really?
It did.
What's the price tag?
A neighbor bought it. You know, he paid a little over $1 million for it. Back in 1971, it went for $100 million.
It's a pretty good profit for Hugh Hefner, right?
Yeah. And there was a contingency in the sale. Longoria hits it high and deep to center. Back goes Jankowski and able to make the catch near the warning track. The owner agreed in paying $100 million for the mansion that Hugh Hefner could stay there the rest of his life.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice of him.
Well, there's kind of nice memories there for
Sure.
Hugh. 90 years old.
Yeah.
How about that? From $1 million to $100 million. You think?
And you get to stay in your to stay in your place.
Wow. Such a deal.
That's a great deal.
I wonder if any.
I'm going to sell my double wide out in Alpine, and then I can just maybe live in, put up a little wooden shed and live.
Well, he had bunnies going to his. I guess you have coyotes going to yours.
All night long with coyotes. Keep you awake.
It's always a howl. Well, here's the bad man, Brad Miller. 2 home runs last night. And his home run in the first inning today has been all the scoring. Maley had walked. Or Franklin actually had led off the game with a walk, and with 2 outs, Miller hit the line drive home run. A laser shot just over the barrier.
Yes, he did.
1-2.
Oh, everybody says.
You finally got a call.
Of course he went. Oh my goodness, if he hits it at the double.
Maybe a sarcastic double, potential triple.
Yeah.
A ball, 2 strikes to Miller. 3 for 3.
Another breaking ball down and away here should do just fine for Brad Hand.
Yep, and got him swinging in the dirt, and the put out 2-3. And they finally get Miller, and that's it for the 8th inning. Tampa Bay. Here come the Padres, down 2-0. is the Del Coronado Hotel in San Diego. In 1925, this Grand Dame was first opened. Beautiful interiors, rooms, decoration, tiles.
Gorgeous.
Padres home here on the 3-day visit. And now the top of the 9th inning. Can the Padres muster a dramatic rally? Trailing 2-0. It's Alex Dickerson leading it off against Alex Colomé. 95 on the fastball. Dickerson is grounded to second, struck out, and fly to center.
Colomé in save situations this year. Save situations, a .94 ERA. He is one tough customer.
Line drive, base hit. There's the start. Dickerson goes the opposite field. A solid single. 5th hit for the Padres today, and the tying run indeed will come to the plate.
Spectacular swing right there by Alex Dickerson. Knowing that Colomé is going to touch 95, 96 in this 2-seamer away, yeah, take it that way. Chopping down on that baseball. And that had a great sound to it as well.
Looked like he choked up just a little bit too in respect to that speed. So the leadoff single, Bethancourt, Wallace, Ramirez, or a pinch hitter will have a chance. Schimpf is 0 for 3. Fastball hitter, 93 on that one. Fly to left, struck out, and fly to center. Dozen home runs on the season for Schimpf. Outfield playing deep in all positions. Low. Ryan Buchter getting ready in the Padre pen in case. I like the optimism.
Got to have an arm ready to go. One swing of the bat. And Brandon Maurer probably kind of in a holding pattern. If they score 3 quickly, probably get him up.
Out in front, 1-2. Keys to the game brought to you by San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, a quality start. Christian Friedrich, 6 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs. That's a good start for Christian. Hey, tighten the lug nuts. And the wheels have not fallen off. They're keeping it close. 2-0 for the Friars, as the wheels kind of came off later on Monday's game and yesterday's game at 15-1 loss.
We were running on iron last night.
Yeah.
Mud rubber was gone. In the dirt, and a good block by the catcher. He doesn't know where the ball is, but it's out in front of home plate, and Colomé rescues it.
Oh, it hit him.
Oh my goodness. It nicked the hitter, and that's a break for the Padres as Schimpf takes one for the team, and now the Padres with no one out have the tying run aboard.
Wow.
Kevin Cash, the manager of the Rays, looking in disbelief. He's saying that is not a reviewable baseball play.
I believe it's reviewable.
I thought I heard the umpire say you can't challenge it. But maybe that's a fan down below or a fan out in the outfield. We could hear them both.
Oh, very tough to call. The side angle should give us a good.
Right there at the arch of the back foot. And indeed, it's being reviewed. So for the moment, Schimpf's at first base with no one out, the tying run.
This is a tough one. It's one of those that might have hit the ground and the foot at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the call does stand. So the Padres here with a single and a hit batsman do have a chance. No one out. Christian Bethancourt is the hitter. Flied out, grounded out, lined out. Hit a shot at first baseman Maley the last time. get one he likes, and he can give it a long ride. He's got probably the most power of anyone in the Padre roster. He had a good cut. Fielding Culbreth, it's the second time he's taken a foul tip. It's off the right bicep, man. Underneath the padding, he said, I'm okay.
Well, if you're looking for a pitch to crush, that was the pitch right there. Sure, you got to turn up the dial against Colomé. But pitch number 1 right there.
Colomé has allowed 4 home runs this year. And he comes back to the breaking ball, and Bethancourt fooled badly. 0-2. It's Archer's game to win. He worked 7 1/3 shutout innings. Ground ball should be 2. There's 1. Back to first. Double play. Ouch. Now 2 away with Dickerson moving to 3rd. And here's our Carl's Jr. star of the game. Starter Chris Archer. Working 7 1/3 shutout innings. Only 4 hits, all singles. Just 1 walk and 9 strikeouts. Chris Archer. Padres have seen some outstanding pitching on this trip, and they're out of way now from matching their longest losing streak of the year, 5 in a row. And the Rays trying to match their longest winning streak of the season, 4 in a row. Chris Archer, our Carl's Jr. star of the game. Brett Wallace grounded out and struck out twice. First double play of the game. The Rays turned it at a critical time here in the 9th. High fly ball. Kiermaier. No, it's the left fielder Machuk, and the Padres have lost again. The final here in Tampa Bay. The Rays 2. The Padres nothing. Here's Mike in San Diego.